Hey everybody, Dr. Troy Dukowitz of OYA Coaching, and this is Whiteboard Wednesday. That's right, pull out the magical whiteboard. We're going to have a discussion to hopefully help you to end the week strong and start next week even stronger. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right in. And what we're doing, since this recording is taking place right at the beginning of the month, and you should have your 90-day outcomes or your 90-day objectives in place, we're going to talk about narrowing this down. I've picked the category of your business, so we're going to narrow it down in terms of your office. So what that means is that we'll be able to determine who's doing what over the course of the next 30 days. So remember, you have your 90-day outcome. This is where I want to end, and you reverse engineer. Here's where I want to be at 60 days. Here's where I want to be at 30 days. So by the time you're done having this discussion, and you should have this discussion with your team, by the time you're done having this discussion, everybody should know what's expected of them in the next 30 days to help to move the needle in your practice. So first and foremost, we have the 90-day outcome, and we say, okay, well, we're looking at the office. And we have maybe, and just what you might have on there is maybe you want to double income, you want to double new patients, you want to double your patient visits, patient volume, whatever it is, that you have that written here. I've gone with some of the basics that people tend to focus on just for sake of this conversation. So let's say it's new patients, an increase of X number of office visits, internal fun. Yeah, you should be scheduling to have fun in your office, fun events, things that people can enjoy and that you can enjoy, and you want to make it really impactful, make sure that it hones in on an educational piece, so you're educating while you're having fun. And then finally, maybe the number of dollars you want to go up in collection. So again, this is going to vary by office, but this gives you a chance to kind of look at, okay, that's what's going in this category here. Then on the other side, we have blocks. What are some of the possible blocks that we can experience on this journey? If we pay attention to them now, we look for the blocks, and then we identify the solutions to those what are known as capacity blockers. So I left a blank here, and really I probably should have left this as number one, but one of the big things that people have a problem with is finishing. Finishing. We're great at starting. We're great at having a conversation saying, we're going to go do this today. We're going to go do this, and this is where we want to go in the next 90 days. The problem is that for most offices and most businesses, people are horrible at finishing the task at hand. Now, some people are finishers, but all too often that I see, the experience that I see in working with you and working with people is that what happens? They don't finish strong. They start up, and then a month later they go, I don't know why I stopped doing that. I don't know why it worked. I don't know why I stopped doing it. So you pay attention to it now. What are your known capacity blockers, and how do we make sure that we can move past them moving forward? Now the big key here is because at the end of 30 days, you're reevaluating. You're evaluating your progress. You're evaluating the capacity blockers, and you're evaluating to make sure that we're on track with your outcomes. And if not, then we can course correct immediately instead of waiting until the end of the quarter and going, shit, we didn't hit our goals. Okay? Now, at the center of the universe is right here. And this is working on you, remembering that if you don't take care of yourself, you can't possibly take care of others. So I put this at the center of the universe. I put it at the center of the universe is taking care of you. So you got to make sure, and look, if staff is watching this, you got to take care of you. You got to make sure when you wake up in the morning, you get your head in the right place, your focus and energy in the right place, do your morning success ritual, get yourself in a frame of mind so that when you walk into the office, you're ready to serve and have a great day. Remember, you leave your crap on the imaginary hook outside the door. Nobody comes into the office to hear your stuff that's going on. So you got to make sure you wake up inspired and on fire, and you're taking care of yourself. And if you need help, turn to the people on your team, turn to your doctor and say, I need help working in this category. Can you help me? So you look at your own personal health, just physically and what you're putting into your body. You look at your mental health and what are you doing with your mind, and that's where the morning ritual comes in handy. You look at your relationships and what are you doing? What's your 90-day outcome for your relationships? Where do you want them to be at the end of 90 days? And you consciously, deliberately put energy into them. And then finally we get to the business. So for staff, it's easy to go, well, but it's not my business. But it is, because we want to grow together so that not only does a doctor prevail and become more maybe financially abundant in terms of the business, but that so do you. So you have to be clear on what you're going to do to help the business to grow so that you can grow as well. As you know, my tagline is simple: empower, execute, expand. And we want to create expansion in your business and in every area of your life. So you got to be empowered first. So that means you got to have clarity in knowing what you want. Then you have to execute. You have to put those things into action. And when you do, you'll ultimately expand your life. Okay? So in an office setting, it might be, okay, well, we're going to do something to celebrate. For God's sake, celebrate when you hit your goals at the end of a quarter and even at the end of a month. And so we're going to have something for the team. And then what's a bonus? So team might be, we're going to go out, get a limo, go out to dinner, go spend a day somewhere, go for somewhere for a weekend, something like that for the team, especially when you hit the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goal. And then there's just a straight up bonus. What would somebody get as a bonus for hitting the 90-day outcome? So be clear on these things so that everybody knows. It's a clean slate. Beginning of the month, it's a clean slate. So let's be clear on it and let's move forward and grow. Then we have the last piece of the puzzle, which is the why, the what or the how. How are we going to accomplish this? So I went and said, okay, well, let's focus on new patients. And I went ahead and wrote down, okay, so what if we go and look at networking, screenings and talks, website, promoting our website, social media, office email list, office education, and then finally your internal events. So you'd brainstorm these areas, but then you go, okay, what are we going to work on in the next 30 days? That's simple. What are we going to work on to help to promote and move forward in the next 30 days? And if you have a lot of people on your team, then you can delegate these, and one person can be working on one thing when somebody else is working on the other. You might find that one of the whats or the hows is a big project, so you need everybody to have a little bit of a hand in it so it can be launched right away. But you have to identify and really, quite frankly, look at what you can do immediately to start stimulating that growth, but have a project here that's in play so that everybody's working on something that will help the practice to grow. Okay? So this leads you to then, if you're clear on where you want to be at the end of 30 days, you figured out your why or your what. You don't have to do all of this stuff. Remember, this is stuff we want to work towards and work on over the next 90 days. But chiropractors, what we love to do is we love to have this huge list of everything that needs to be done, and then we don't finish. As opposed to turning around and saying, no, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to make sure we're going to pick networking and we're going to pick office education. We're going to really focus on that in the next 30 days. Everybody has a task, and then come Monday, guess what happens? On Monday, you have your one thing. What's the one thing each person on your team is going to do? What are the 4 action steps that help them to accomplish that one thing? And then ready, break. Everybody separates off and they go do their job. Get the work done, do the work, and end the week strong. So I hope this made sense. I hope it was helpful. If you've already got your 90-day outcomes already set and ready to go, then I know this is just a continuation and it will help you. If you haven't done your 90-day outcomes yet, get to work, because come Monday, you better be rolling and running as we go through and really kick some butt, double businesses, double practices, double relationships, do everything we can to create major and massive growth in this third quarter of 2016. So, hope you enjoyed this. I'm Dr. Troy Dukowitz of OYA Coaching, and this was Whiteboard Wednesday. We'll see you next time.